Some of y'all about to be real mad at me, but it must be said.
Hi everyone, it's Greyson, and this is Greyson Talks Everything. If you're new to the channel, welcome, and if you're not new or returning, welcome back. If you haven't already, do be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. And also you can follow my Instagram where you can get the latest updates on when videos of mine are coming out, and to just admire some fan art of mine that I regularly post. Which should be showing up on the screen right now. Also, the link to my Instagram is always in my description, but if you want to know, or if you just want to know my tag right now, editing me is already putting that on the screen for you guys right now as well. Alright, let's get into this video. Today, I'm doing something a little different. I'm going to be ranking all the Oscar-nominated movies that are being nominated for Best Picture, by the ones I like to the ones I dislike. So it's gonna be like from best to worst, like from what I want to win Best Picture the most to what I want to win Best Picture the least. So yeah, this is very exciting. This is gonna be like a mega review. So do tell me what you think of this, because I might do more. Yeah, let's get cracking. I'm really excited for this conversation with you guys. So first I want to start off, in my ranking, I think the first three are equally deserving of winning the Best Picture Oscar, so they're more or less interchangeable, but I think I'm going to start off my ranking with Promising Young Woman. This movie truly deserves all the Oscars it's nominated for. I mean, the trailer made it look like a chore to sit through, but it's not. It's truly a fantastic film. Carey Mulligan was phenomenal in this character-defining and character-elevating performance. We so often see men in movies and TV shows reach a breaking point and find out it's the time to really take action. So it was very refreshing and very cool to see a woman do it, and do it so effectively in this film. Now, I've heard some people on the internet call this movie a hashtag Me Too movie, which is very unfortunate because, like feminism, these are good and important causes that have recently taken on negative connotations in society, and women are always put through a negative and dismissive lens, which this film even talks about. It's also fascinating that person after person underestimate Carey Mulligan's cunning character because she's a woman, and she couldn't possibly be a threat. Oh, how wrong they were. This movie had a lot of brilliant surprises, with the movie moving like one of Quentin Tarantino's earlier films. Emerald Fennell was also fantastic as a director. Next on my ranking, I think I would put Judas and the Black Messiah. Out of all the civil rights movement movies I've seen over the years, I honestly believe this might be the best one. Without falling into any of the traditional biopics tropes that could easily dramatize its history, it instead focuses on a story about fear, violence, betrayal, and loyalty. It is heavily emphasized that from different perspectives, it's the reason this movie was more effective, in my opinion. In the movie, whenever someone gets shot, beaten, or just hurt, you really feel it. The sound work, the directing, and the performers managed to make it believable. Very brutal and very realistic. However, what surprised me the most was how suspenseful the movie was at times, with the payoff either being soul-crushing or just shocking. And this is all thanks to Shaka King's masterful directing and Sean Bobbitt's cinematography that manages to capture the most difficult times in American history, but also capturing the feeling of that time, or what it must have felt like. Daniel Kaluuya, what a beast of an actor that keeps growing momentum over the years. Powerful and natural, he really is one of the best working actors of today. Not only did he capture the accent, but nailed down the overall feeling of the charismatic activism of Fred Hampton. Lakeith Stanfield, a fantastic character actor that pops up everywhere and fully commits to every role he plays. In this movie, he delivers a fantastic performance, and he continues to surprise and amaze me. Perfectly casted as well, him playing Bill O'Neill, the tense and chic FBI informant who infiltrates the Black Panther Party and keeps tabs on their charismatic leader. Stanfield himself already has that intense look in real life, which best suits him for this type of role. Martin Sheen and Jesse Plemons were also fantastic in their supporting roles. Dominique Fishback also deserves a mention here because I thought she was brilliant as Deborah Johnson, the woman who falls in love with Fred Hampton. There's one particular scene in the movie without uttering a single word, and she absolutely killed it and made the scene itself more devastating. I'm keeping it vague because it will be spoiling things and we don't want to do that. Watch the movie and see for yourself. I found the overall experience devastating and yet hopeful as well, as there was little glimpses of light because despite there being so much hate in this world, both past and present, you cannot destroy a revolution. It was truly an amazing and a phenomenal film. Next, I think I'd have to put Sound of Metal. Sound of Metal is a story about Ruben, played by Riz Ahmed, a drummer in a metal band who begins to suffer from severe hearing loss, and the film takes us on his journey through such a life-changing event. The drama is thoroughly engaging as it features a great story, top-tier acting performances, and intriguing themes, as well as probably the best sound design of the year. Riz was absolutely spectacular, but he probably won't win the Best Actor Oscar this year because they're probably going to dedicate the Oscar to the equally deserving and tragically deceased Chadwick Boseman. But it's still great for him to be nominated. Next, I think I'd have to put The Trial of the Chicago 7. When it comes to this movie, the amazing cast, their stellar performances, and the fantastic script really elevate this film and rises above Aaron Sorkin's inability to direct. This movie is also very timely, as it was released during the Black Lives Matter protests. This film uses the anti-war protests as a parallel to highlight and explain the meaning behind the importance of leadership in these movements, why people protest, what it accomplishes, and the shady tactics local governments and police use to deal with these protesters. Another fantastic film. Next on my ranking, I'd have to put the movie The Father. The elderly are often shown as erratic and irrational, often seen as a nuisance. But in the movie The Father, it shows what Anthony Hopkins' character sees as his old age starts to play tricks on his mind. Florian Zeller perfectly adapts and directs his own screenplay, and it's the kind of taut, economical, and pristine indie film Europe is famous for. Anthony Hopkins in the lead role finally portrays someone suffering from dementia, not as a poor victim who is unrelatable, but as a fighter who could be you or me. The Father is a thrilling, devastating movie that will change how you view old age. Next on my ranking, I'd have to put the movie Mank. While the movie is hard to sit through and the third act is so bad that it probably KOs its chances at winning the Best Picture Oscar, it's just so bad, the third act. But the film is so lovingly and so flawlessly recreates classic cinema that one would have to tip its hat to it. That might be the only reason David Fincher might at least get nominated for the Best Director this year. The movie also makes great points about how the more things change, the more things stay the same, especially when we choose not to recognize and or do nothing about it. The movie is also just gorgeous to look at. Next on my list, I think I'd have to put Nomadland. I think this movie was very engaging, but I feel like the movie frustrates me too much to really like it. It particularly made me angry with Jeff Bezos for letting his employees live in such horrible conditions, and it made me angry with the elected officials for not doing anything to help these people. Yet, as the movie progressed, Chloe Zhao, the director, almost wants to make it seem like they like the way they are living and don't need any help, even though they obviously look like they're suffering, and to just walk away, which left a bad taste in my mouth. And finally, sadly, I think I'd have to put Minari at the bottom. I really wanted to like this film. It had a lot of stuff going for it, especially with a phenomenal cast and acting, especially from Steven Yeun, Alan S. Kim, and Yoon Joo Jung. I also liked that it was a semi-modern, because it's set in the 1980s, immigrant story. I feel like this was a beautiful, well-made movie, but nothing really happens, or at the very least is not really following through with what it was promising. There's a lot of starts and stops. There is not at all a traditional movie narrative here, and while it sounds like an uplifting story, it is not. After almost 2 hours, the movie left me with so many questions with no answers, making me question why we even went on this journey. I just found it very unsatisfying. Also, there's a scene where they're literally drinking urine. No one needed to see that. So yeah, I think I like this film the least, sadly. So that's my review of that's my review and ranking, of all the Oscar nominated movies that have been nominated for Best Picture for 2021. What did you think? What did you think of the movies? What did you think of my mega review? Share your thoughts down below, and don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe to my channel, and also follow my Instagram. Again, the link to that is always in my description. Yeah, bye everyone.